Hey everybody, what's up? It's Angela here for this week's video. So, as promised, I'm going to be telling you the story of what happened to me after my One Direction concert that I went to a week ago. But yeah, so if you haven't seen my previous video, I went to One Direction's On the Road Again concert in Chicago, Illinois on Sunday, August 23rd, which is a week ago because I'm actually filming this on Sunday, August 30th, exactly a week later. And in that previous video, I said I would need to make a whole separate video to talk about my journey getting home after the concert. And if you haven't seen my previous video with everything else, I'll put a link in the description. But yes, getting on to the story time. So what happened was, my mom and I were leaving the venue, Soldier Field, and my brother-in-law who drove us to Chicago was also picking us up, and he couldn't find a good place to park by the stadium for some reason, because I guess a lot of streets near it were closed off, and they weren't last year, so he wasn't able to pick us up where he dropped us off. So my brother-in-law and my mom were talking on the phone after the concert, trying to find where exactly he was, but it ended up being way too complicated, so he just parked somewhere on a street and walked to the stadium and told us where outside the stadium he was so that we could meet him there. So we finally found him, and then with him we started to make the walk back to his car. And this was like a 15-20 minute walk, mind you. So we make this walk to the car, and then we get to the street that his car is on, and then we're walking a ways and he isn't saying anything, and then he says, "My car isn't here." And immediately my mom and I start panicking. He comes to the conclusion that either his car has been towed for some reason, or it has been stolen. At this point in my mind, I'm freaking out because at the moment, the three of us have no way to get back home. We're stuck in Chicago until we can hopefully get my brother-in-law's car back. Yes, so apparently my brother-in-law finds a sign near where the car was, and yeah, there's no parking on that street after 11 p.m., and it was well after 11 p.m. at this point, so yeah, his car most likely was towed. That's what we assumed. So next thing we did was we called a cab. We took the cab to the towing place. I don't know what you call the place that takes the cars that are towed. I don't know what you call it. I'm going to call it the towing place. So we went to the towing place, and he filled out paperwork, and he was getting his car back, and my mom and I just look at each other, and we're like, this is the most eventful night I've had in a while. We were going through so much trouble just to get home from this concert when we shouldn't have needed to. I mean, the phone calls, and then the long walk for like 20 minutes, and then his car being towed, and then having to take a cab to the towing place, and it was all just a big mess. That was a really long night. A lot happened. I went through so many emotions. Overall, before, during, and after the concert, it was, wow, I can't even describe everything. Okay, so now, besides that little story time about after the One Direction concert, I also have an update from my previous video. I said that I was planning on hopefully going to the One Direction concert here next year, and I said that my goal for next year was to get seats that were right next to the catwalk so that there was no one in front of me and I was super close to the stage and to the guys. Now, before, when I said that that was my goal, I thought that it was really far-fetched. I thought it was never going to happen in a million years. However, my friend Mackenzie is a huge One Direction fan, just like I am, and she was going to the concert in Milwaukee 2 days from then. And I was talking to her about it, and I was saying, you know what, I was saying it jokingly. I said, well, what if you and I went to next year's concert together? And she was like, that sounds like so much fun, let's do it. And I was originally kidding, but then I was like, oh, well, she would actually want to? Okay, let's do it then. So then I told her, yeah, sure, let's go for it. And I was like, we should get seats as close to the stage as we possibly can. And she agreed with me. So her and I are actually going to attempt to get the seats right next to the catwalk that I was talking about before. It could potentially happen, you guys. I could actually be right next to the stage a year from now. Yeah, I can't believe it either. The last thing I wanted to mention also has to do with Mackenzie. So, a few days ago, on August 27th, I was texting with Mackenzie about her concert, because by then she had also gone to her concert, and both of us were experiencing post-concert depression. And she asked me if I would do a One Direction cover with her and post it on YouTube. And of course I was all for it. I mean, I love singing, I love One Direction. Put the two together, and that's basically my heaven. So I told her, yeah, of course, I'm all for it, let's do it. And then we started thinking about it, and she said, well, instead of just doing one cover, why don't we just make a whole channel? And I thought about it, and Mackenzie and I have been friends for a few years. I met her my first year of high school. We were in the musical together in the spring. And our other 3 years of high school, we were in choir together. So, you know, we have a lot of experience with singing and with singing together. Having a cover channel with her was literally such a great idea that I could not pass it up. So, Mackenzie and I decided that we were going to make covers and put them on YouTube and have our own duo channel. The first cover we are going to film and upload to YouTube is going to be Night Changes. We are both so excited for it. We've been rehearsing it so much and it's sounding so good. And we're both really excited to put it out there, and we just really hope that people like it. We decided to come up with a name for our duo, so our name is officially Ninth Cloud. We are so happy with the name, we think it sounds really cool, and so that's what we named our channel as well. I don't know when our cover is going to be uploaded, we still have to film it. But even if the cover isn't up by the time this video is up, please still check out the channel and subscribe because we will be putting out other covers after the Night Changes one, and we would like to get as many views as we possibly can. So please do me a favor and check out our channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Okay, that is all for this week's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I have decided that I'm going to try my darndest to make weekly videos instead of every other week. So I guess since I'm posting this video on a Tuesday, and my previous video was posted on a Tuesday, I'm going to make my posting day Tuesday. So that means, until next Tuesday, I'll catch you guys later.